Hello, my crafty friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jenny. For those of you who are new here, welcome, and I hope that you will join me today on me bringing you a process video for Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. The sketch today is on the screen right now, and you will see it is from Allison Davis from Scrapbook Generations. The prompt for today is tabs and labels. So, and this sketch, as you probably saw, it'll come on the screen again, calls for lots of photos. So here I am. I have my outdoor section, so to speak, here. It's not that large. I showed you that Gone Camping collection. Those are the papers I selected from there. They are from a paper company by the name of Paper Loft. I got this, the majority of those green orangey tone papers from a Creating Keepsakes convention. So here's the sketch that will remain on the screen for the remainder of the video today. I'm just showing you here what I've brought in from the collection. The green paper is from that paper collection, as well as the pattern paper that I'm using as a frame on the left. However, I'm showing you, I just kind of made do here because I had already used, this collection has been in my stash for a very long time. I have outdoorsy family members who this really is why I purchased this. So lots of these things. You'll see I have a gazillion photos. My husband and family go, it's boys only, go on a fishing trip every year. And so here is this past year's photos and the layout. And they, God bless them, they take, a lot of photos, which is really great. It documents the time that, my husband and their friends and his brothers get together, just family members in general. So here I am. You kind of see a rough sketch here. I am not going to do the cattywampus kind of slanted look on the left hand side because I already had that like waterfall file folder tab thing embellishment that was already in my stash. I decided to go ahead and use it. I did follow the sketch on the left hand side, so I picked three 3x4 photos, matted those in that cream ivory white that is in my stash already that I used on the second page. I'm doing the same here, so I have three 4x4 photos, but that I've cut down so they're not 4x4. I've just kind of taken a look at the space left after the file folder waterfall was down and kind of just roughly measured so that I would have a photo mat, a long one that would go the whole way down, and that way it was just easier for me to place my photos. Here I already know what it's going to look like on the left hand side, so I've cut out a couple of different strips from the papers from the collection, and you'll see that there's a moose on there, but I really wanted to bring in the orange color. This collection is really busy with some patterns. It's like one or the other. It's heavy pattern, different sizes. Here you see me messing with my fine line. I've cut a big chunk of the issue with the fine line. It really is more about just it getting gunked up. And so anyway, so I have gone ahead. I believe I've adhered those two smaller photos. They came out to roughly like 2 by 2.5 or something like that, because I just loved the additional kind of views. Those orange letters that you see me. Oh my goodness, I've had these in my stash. They're chipboard. I couldn't even tell you how long they've been in my stash. Decades probably at this point. So I was mentioning I wanted the pop of orange because I knew that I could definitely cover the moose. There's a moose under there, under the photos. And I knew I could absolutely cover that up with the photos. So I just wanted the pop of color there. I still haven't embellished it. I don't know if I'll go back and embellish there or do something else to it. I don't know. But it's like it is right now, for the most part here. So the title is On a Fishing Mission. Just to play on words. I struggle with my title names, and so I just do usually a Google search. Scrapbook.com is a really great resource for scrapbooking titles, as is, if you Google it, it should come up. I forget the name of the second resource, but I just have them saved to my homepage in right on my phone, so it's always with me whether I'm scrapping at home or on the go. So I'm just gonna let those dry. I'm gonna set those aside. So there are my ton of pictures. I'm just kind of flipping through. I'm like, oh, great, look at these. They're scored. So I'm just folding them at the score line just so that they're easy to flip as I'm gonna place the photos there. I've already matted the 3 photos, like I said earlier. And now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start by matting. I wanna make sure it's straight. So you will have me just going and adhering that really good. And I honestly, I thought about keeping it really simple, not really embellishing a whole lot. Um, but I will embellish a little bit. So I want to make sure that I'm guiding the photos on the left-hand side to match up with the seam at the top. Sometimes, I think sometimes what ends up happening with me is that I want to center everything and not, it doesn't always look good. So I've had these embellishments that you see, they're Jolie's Boutique, in my stash for I don't know how long. I had a bunch of scraps as well from this collection because I've used it for many, many years. And I just went through, I was watching something and I just went to town and went ahead, pulled my die cutting machine out next to me and I just pulled a few, I'm trying to see what I'm doing here. I pulled out a few die cuts and metal dies, I should say, and I just went to town. And frequently I will do this. I'll just do them in a big batch. I had some new leaf dies that I was trying out for the first time. I've also done the year. These have been in my stash for a really long time. When I buy dies, I don't buy them very often, but when I do, they're really basic. They're really basic in terms of the flexibility for me to be able to use them. So here I'm just kind of auditioning, like, where should the year go? Where should all of these, can I make any of these things that I've die cut out work on this layout? And I really like, there's the labels. I kind of cheated with the tab waterfall thing, but do I use, oh, I do end up bringing more labels later on. So here I'm just auditioning, like, what can I put on here from these more recent things? The nice thing about this, I mean, you can create one of these waterfall things. You don't have to buy a pre-purchased one if you have papers, if you have a either a metal die that you can use and a corner rounder. I mean, it's pretty doable. You could do them as big as this. You could do them a little bit smaller. I believe I'm almost positive I have a file folder type punch board by We Are Memory Keepers. I should try later on, and I will tell you the reason why. This is particularly helpful when you have lots of pictures, because you're gonna see, I mean, I think I used the majority of the pictures, but I think um I only had, and usually I always have like a handful of them because I don't always use them, and I pre-order my photos fairly inexpensively, so I don't mind. I just keep them in my stash, and I if there's a theme or a story I want to tell later on, I keep them in chronological order. So here you just see me. I'm wanting to make sure. I probably could have run this to my Xyron, but for those of you who who are new to my channel, I am still in the process of getting my new space together. It still has to be painted, so I have a lot of unpacked boxes. So I don't even really know where the Xyron is at the moment, but I digress. So back to the layout. Here I'm just again auditioning little pieces from that Joel's, because I think I have 3 different sheets. One of them though caters for more like what do you call that? Like more like deep sea fishing. So I know for sure like that one is not gonna work. There's like a marlin, there's like other, I don't know. I don't even remember. I don't have it in front of me. But this is more like the style of this. The colors, for the most part, are much better on this one. That little creative memories tool, whew, that one is in her 20s at this point. I got her right at the start of when I was scrapbooking with creative memories, like beyond my high school years when I was doing it more, like when creative memories had rolled out their little parties and stuff. And it's great though for picking up stickers, for placing stickers, whether it's stickers like this one, which is an arrow, or even anything that you've turned into a sticker. Um, but it's also particularly great for placing. So it's very versatile. Um, the other end, I don't use all that much. For those of you who do have this, like, what do you use the other end for? Back in the day, I used to use it for rub-ons, but I don't really buy rub-ons for the most part anymore, so I don't really get a whole lot of use out of the other end. So here I'm just kind of going through the waterfall section, and I think I'm gonna pull out some of these labels that I have in my stash. I decided to go with more of, because this layout is not stark white, a lot of my labels I've realized are really stark white, and this is the brown one. I've gone ahead and had some in my stash. I think they're old jelly bean soup ones from a long time ago from Joann's. And they're cream based. So I'm using those, and I'm just gonna tuck some of these leaf. They look more like bushes now. That's the really nice thing about cutting out dies from even pattern papers, because you can't even really tell when it's a small, even if it's a large pattern, you for the most part can't see. I wanted the predominant colors to come through, so you'll see that I have the stash over there on the corner is predominantly like green and like browns and tans, because they go at the very beginning of the spring. And so, there are some trees that still haven't sprouted their leaves, so I have the flexibility of using both brown and green. And then I just kind of keep them on a little tray in one of my drawers, because I always can pull from there. If I know I'm looking for a leaf, I look there first. if I just need something. Because this is nature, it's outdoorsy, that sort of thing, I'm going ahead and trying to get these used. This is the first time I'm using my Sizzix, oh, what is it called? Let me see if I can grab it here. The Sizzix Thinlits by the name of, it's a called Garden Greens. I love this thing already. I also purchased one from I think Gina Marie Designs. It's by the brand called Paper Roses. And this is Ella's garden layering scribble leaves. Oh my goodness, that's a long title. I didn't get to use this because I didn't realize that those dies come they come kind of well together, so I did that last night. I was watching TV, I cut them apart. So here I'm just going through some of the other embellishments. I went through some of my papers, and I found this pattern paper that had this sign that says "Gone Fishing." Thought it was perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and adhere this. I'm trying to adhere it so that you can't see it from when you close that top flap. And this is going to take, it doesn't end up staying like this because I'm going to end up pushing it out a little bit because I'm going to bring another one of those Jolie stickers here. You know, I've been really on a kick over the last couple of years for sure to try to use up my stash. So I'm really careful about, I've just been really careful about what I bring in and making sure that I'm using it. But I can honestly say now that it's over 2 years now for sure that I've not been on a spending freeze. I wouldn't say that, but I've been really, really careful. I'm starting to miss like kits and things like that, because I was a Hip Kit subscriber. I was a Scraptastic kit subscriber. I even think I did a Click Kit for a month or two. But, you know, just like anything else, I would get bored with it after a while. So I don't know. I may go back and maybe just get a couple of kits and see how it goes. I mean, don't get me wrong. I am by no means have I used all of my things, all of my paper collections that I have. But I've been scrapbooking for a really long time. So oh gosh, I don't even want to do the math to figure out how long it's been. But it's been a really long time. And, you know, I've gone from the days of hardly, you know, there hardly being any, you know, any kind of designer papers. You know, you have to buy like flimsy paper in packs and things like that. That's where I started. And so I've purged over the years. I by no means have kept all of the things that I bought at the very beginning because it's just not my style anymore. And that's why I've been, I think, more selective as the years have gone by about things that I'm bringing in. So here I have that one. I really like how the title came out with the little fishing rod there, with the label to anchor it there. Here I'm just kind of showing you. This is like a great idea for getting a lot of pictures and a lot of memories documented. I have that one little vest left. That's all that's left. Here are all the other things that I have left in from the die cut. So here you'll see page 1. And here is a close-up of that page. Oh, I just love that, how that came out. And here you'll see page 2. And I do hope that you will come back and check out my channel. And I will have the rest of the participants that are on YouTube listed in the description box below. So I hope that you will Go ahead and check out their channels as well. And if you don't mind and you're still watching, I want to thank you all for joining me today. And I hope that you will like and subscribe and hopefully share. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.